You're listening to The Megan Werner Show on brandlive.co.za. To book Megan, go to www.meganwerner.co.za now.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back. It's fantastic to be back. So today in studio, we've got the wonderful Dillen Breitenbach in studio. Welcome, Dillen.
Well, thank you, and thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure. I hope we're going to enjoy this. So, Dillen, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, I'm Dillen Breitenbach. I'm 15 years old. I have written 2 books, and I'm busy writing screenplays. One is in the editing phase, one is already finished, and I just started with my new project.
Wow, that is fantastic. So Dillen, why don't you tell us more about your books and what are they about?
Well, my first book is called Shaping Beliefs into Billions, and it's a book about how to change your mindset to achieve your goals. And my second book is called Trapped in the Chambers of Fears, and it's basically about how we all trapped by fear and how we need to escape fear to achieve our goals.
Well, I think that's very important. I don't know if you've heard about the acronym for fear, what fear actually stands for, but I heard it and it really opened my mind to what we are fearing, because there's really nothing actually to fear about. So the fear acronym is false evidence appearing real, and I think that is very important for us to remember, because many times in our mind we make up this big story and our mind will say, oh well, what if this and what if that, but are you really going to live a life full of what ifs? And I think that's also what you say in your book. Am I right?
Yes, it's all about how fear keeps us back and how it's not really a true statement, it's all false.
Very good. So, what inspired you to write these books?
Well, my first book was inspired while I attended Millionaire's Mind Intensive. And my second book was inspired while I was listening to Ty Lopez podcasts.
Wow. I do think I've been to that course, Millionaire Mind Intensive, and it's really a good course, a nice course to attend. I know it was on the market for a little while in South Africa, but then they took it away. But I heard that Millionaire Mind Intensive is coming back to South Africa. I'm very excited. I'm definitely going to attend it again when it comes back to South Africa. So these books that you've sold, do you plan on publishing them or selling them?
Yes, actually I am trying. I'm looking for sponsorships right now to get my books out there, because printing costs is very expensive.
Yes, I do know that. I do realize that. So if you know of anybody that can sponsor Dillen, that would be great. So just even if it's a little bit, so we can lift it and help Dillen to publish his books, because I've read parts of it and it's really it's good quality and good advice that he shares in the book. What ages would you say should read the book?
I would recommend a person to read it if they are 12 years and up, but if they're younger they can still read the book, but I would advise the parent supervision.
So it's not like there's anything that they shouldn't be in for younger children, it's just that it is more advanced?
Yes, the vocabulary can be at a very
Yes.
higher level.
And the children might not understand what you're trying to implement, so the parents should just explain to them.
Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned that you are writing play scenes and scripts, like in other words, movies, right?
Yes.
So tell us more about what it is. Let's start at the beginning. How many have you written?
I have finished one movie script and I have one in the editing phase, and I just started a new project that is about halfway.
Okay, so what are they about? Like, what are their names, first of all?
Okay, the first one's name is MC Tonic. The second one that's in the editing phase is called Brian the Music Superhero, and the third one is called Battle of Faith.
Okay, and what are they about? Like, let's start at the first one, Empty Tonic. What is that about?
It's basically about these people that have supernatural powers, and their government actually sends them away to a different side of the world, and they're fighting for their right to go anywhere they want to.
Okay, what inspired you to write that movie?
Well, there's a lot of people that I know of that they can't really go the places where they want to because of financial issues, or their government doesn't allow them to get out of the country.
Okay, so that's what inspired you. So
Yeah.
your second book, what is that about?
Book.
Sorry, movie.
Okay. My second movie, Brian the Super Music Hero, is basically this guy. He can influence movies to influence people's emotions, and then he uses that to fight crime.
So the music he
Yeah.
writes. Okay, that's very cool. And what inspired you to write that movie?
Well, I really enjoy music to just do it by myself, so I thought, what if I combine that with a superhero? It might come out as a great movie.
And then the last movie, you're still busy writing, am I correct?
Yes.
And what is that about so far? What are your ideas for the movie?
It's basically that it's a battle of faith. We all go through life, and our faith, no matter what religion, but our faith gets knocked down by life issues. And I want to show the world that you need to build up your faith no matter what the world throws at you.
Yes, because, like, as I said before, when life gives you lemons,
Make lemonade.
exactly. So you can't do anything at the situation you're at. You can just accept what's happening and then approve it. So, and then start on making ways how to improve it, and etc. So then who inspired you to write scripts?
The scripts was inspired by you, Megan Werner, because I saw what a big of difference your book made, and then I realized that it's sad to say this, but our generation doesn't normally read books, but they watch movies, and I felt like by writing movie scripts I can reach more of the population, therefore changing the world at a bigger pace.
And I mean, I can even say it from an author's perspective. Like, let's admit it. It's nice to have a book in your hand and feel the paper in your hands, but sometimes it can take a lot of time. But the way things are described, especially in a story, but then again in a movie, it's so much easier. And we do get those lazy people. I can say I'm one of them that prefer to watch a movie and they relate better to a movie. So what you're trying to say is that it's better than to watch movies, so then you can inspire people in two ways, with your books and then also with your movies.
Yes, because I want to show those lazy peoples out there that
Not certainly lazy, just
but it doesn't matter if you're lazy, you can still achieve your goals. You just need to work for it.
yes, it's not necessarily that you're lazy because you don't want to read books. It's just that you prefer watching movies.
Yes.
Say differently.
Yeah.
And what are your plans for your movies?
I hope to either sell my movies to producers that can make the movie, or to produce it myself. But I feel like at this moment, other producers can get out the messages better than I can get it out.
Okay. And so out of the three movies, which one is your favorite one?
My favorite would be The Battle of Faith, because I can strongly relate to it, and I know there's a lot of people struggling with the Battle of Faith.
Okay. Well, that's very important. We're just going to take a quick break and then stay with us, and we'll still chat to Dillen Breitenbach.
Megan Verne is South Africa's dynamic young speaker who shows her skills in areas of assisting attendees to realize their potential through showing them what is possible if you believe in yourself and take charge of your destiny. No matter the age or size of her audience, from 5 to 5,000 people, Megan touches a chord with her honest outlook and natural frankness. She has spoken to corporate staff meetings to lift team morale. Trainers use Megan within their sessions to add another dimension to their presentations, and her talks take people out of their comfort zones and encourage them to look at the way they approach their lives and work relationships differently. Megan is often sponsored by corporates to speak at schools around the country as part of their CSI initiatives. Visit www.meganwerner.co.za now.
Welcome back. Okay. Welcome back to the Megan Werner Show. So, as you know, we've got Dillen Breitenbach in studio, a 15-year-old author who writes movies and scenes like movies, etc. So let me ask you this, Dylan. Do you like producing the movies and yes?
Yes, I really enjoy directing. I have experimented a bit with it with my friends because we just started to produce small scripts and movies like 10 to 15 minutes long, and we're going to publish it to a YouTube channel which is called Making Everyday Stuff Awesome Stuff, MESA for short.
Okay, that's very interesting. I saw that one that you made, that you sent to me, and it looked so much fun. And I kept on laughing so much. It's like so fun. It looks really fun, even to act in that. That would be amazing. I'd also want to try that out once.
Yes.
So let's get to know you a little bit better. Let's get a little bit more personal.
Okay.
So first of all, tell us, do you have any fears?
Well, I actually have a fear of public speaking because I fear that I'm going to embarrass myself if I talk alone on the stage.
Well, do you know how interesting it is? But depending which survey you use, public speaking is the world's most number one or second fear. It's between public speaking and death. And the one that I saw is public speaking is on the world's number one of most incredible fears. So to think that people would rather die than do public speaking. It's just, I don't know. Do you feel that you'd rather die than do public speaking?
No, I don't think mine is so severe. It's just I need to get used to the fact when I'm on stage. It's from the start I get a bit nervous, but as I go on and get into the speech, it gets better and better.
Well, as a public speaker, I find like everybody is still human. So if you're going to make a mistake, whatever, everybody makes mistakes. And people are so judgmental and cruel to themselves that they care like, oh, what if I do this? What if? And as I say just now, we live in a world of what ifs, and we should stop doing that. And I found it very easier when at the beginning, when I did public speaking, it was always like, yes, but I'm going to do this. And your mind makes up these stories. And the moment you like, whatever, like if I make a mistake, carry on. It's not the end of the world. It became so much better. And then the more you've got this mentality, actually the less mistakes you start to make. And the better you become at that. So, Dylan, tell us, what is your motto in life?
My motto is to believe in yourself when nobody else does, and then to prove them wrong.
And why would you say that? Why do you choose this specific motto?
It's very special to me because I feel like everyone's on their own journey, and they won't always take the time to support you or believe in you. And if you can at least create that belief for yourself, you can motivate yourself to do what you want, and eventually the people will come by and start seeing, wow, you actually are making sense now.
And I also found that another reason that people don't often believe in you is I also find it when I try to go speak at corporates, then the people are like, oh wow, what am I going to learn from a 15-year-old? I mean, they're only 15 years old, but still, that's how you grow old. And many times we just need to see things from a different perspective. And then also it's out of other people's comfort zone. So as we grow, and do better things, that it becomes part of our comfort zones, but it's not necessarily part of the other people's comfort zones.
Yes.
So let me ask you, are your friends supportive of what you do?
Yes, most of my friends actually support me, and they actually provide me with ideas to improve my movie scripts and get me rolling into the movie writing. So yeah, they're actually very supportive.
And how many friends know about you've written a book?
About half of them know. I haven't
Okay.
really the new ones I haven't really told yet.
Yeah, okay. I also found it easier just to school is school, friends are friends, and then you work on your own personal.
Yeah.
And then your parents, how supportive are they?
They are actually very supportive. They are just really busy since they work with other businesses, but I'm sure if they had the time, they would be even more supportive.
Wow. I know my parents are very supportive, and it's way easier for me because my parents, because they have their own businesses, they can help me and they can take me where I want to, and they can just support me in so many different ways. But I'm sure your parents do their best in what they can. So what hobbies do you do?
I like to play on my guitar or blow my flute at home. And if I'm not doing that at school, I really enjoy working on the technical side, like directing or doing the lights or sound for our plays. And I'm actually doing a competition this year with the plays.
Okay, that's interesting. So for the people like me that don't do all these technical things, I've heard that it is lots of fun. So what do you do when you do your technical things?
Well, it depends on what I'm doing. Like when I do the lights, I'm in charge of making everyone look good on stage, and the lighting needs to fit into the storyline. And when I do the sound, I need to do the music, I need to play at the right time, right volume. And then sometimes when you direct, you just need to lead the actors to where they need to go.
And then at school, have you done any big things? Like, have you done any competitions?
Yes, actually, for 2 years now, we have been doing a play competition that's across the whole world. And last year, I actually got silver medals.
Wow, I think this is so amazing. And who were the people competing in the competition?
Basically, all the schools across South Africa, from Cape Town to Gauteng to KwaZulu-Natal, basically
Okay.
everyone, including Namibia.
So it's all ages between, you were 14 at this stage, so you were the youngest, so it's between 14 and 18, so grade 8 and
Yeah.
older, so it's all matric. So, wow, this is amazing that you won and there were so many kids older than you.
Yeah, well, basically, you get medals for each play you write. So there can be 200 silver medals, but I almost got gold for the sound last year. So silver is good.
Silver is very good, but this year it's gonna be gold.
Yeah.
And tell us more about what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is green because it reminds me of the bush and all the bush vacations that I had with my family.
All the nature, and
Yeah.
I know I also love nature. I mean that it's so peaceful
And relaxing.
yes, exactly. So I find it very interesting. So back to the other hobbies that you do. Do you do anything else than writing and like music things?
I normally just watch movies or go
Netflix.
outside with friends. Yes, there's
Yes.
not really much that I do.
Social with friends.
Yeah.
I know it can be very busy. Like, especially I know the schoolwork, especially for you, because you've got different subjects and the hard subjects, I know. But the schoolwork keeps us very busy, and then like extra activities, sports. What sports do you do?
I don't really play sports. I'm more of a cultural type of person. So it's schoolwork and then plays and then writing.
And you also mentioned you play chess, right?
Yes, I do. That's technically a sport, but although I
Yes.
don't feel that it's a sport type. But
Wow, it's very hard. Well, if you look at chess, you get different levels, right, of how difficult it can be.
Yes.
It all depends on your opponent.
Yes.
Yes, and then also how much you practice. And yeah, the more you practice, the better you become.
Yeah.
So, I've heard this saying, reasons or results. What do you think about that?
I think it's actually a very important saying that we all should bring into our lives, because if we're going to keep on giving reasons why not, say for example I say I can't write my movie scripts because the schoolwork gets too much, I'm never gonna have a movie script to put out there, and I'm never gonna have a book.
Yeah.
So you need to plan your time and work to get the results. You shouldn't work for reasons.
And then if someone would ask for advice, if someone is a young age and they want advice on writing a movie or a book or something, what would your advice be to them?
My advice would be to just start. You can worry about the format later. Just start to write your story, and then there's actually a lot of apps. There's a lot of famous writers that help you on YouTube to write your movie scripts, and there's a lot of information online that you can get to write your books. But the important thing that you need to know is that you need to start now. You can't wait till tomorrow. Don't wait, just start, because that's when you are going to get the most.
Also, it's very interesting how all the writers that I interviewed, they say just do it now, just start it now. And what I found is it doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to do it now.
Yeah, you can edit it later.
Yes, reach for the stars. And then, but an interesting thing that I heard from you is you need to focus on your time management, and I've never heard that from someone, so that's very important. I know that it can be hard, especially when you procrastinate and be like, oh, I can do this tomorrow, and tomorrow you say, oh, I can do this tomorrow. Just start it today. And then what messages would you want to give out to the people when they're watching your movies or they're reading your books? What message would you want?
I want to show them that they can do anything. Anyone can do what they really want to, because at first when I started writing my movies, I didn't really know, I didn't think that I will get out there with my movies, but I want to show the people that it's possible for anyone, literally anyone. If you just work hard enough, you will get out there.
So, with other words, if you work hard and you're dedicated and you know what you want, you can achieve your goals.
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. So you're saying that do you work hard towards your goals?
Yes, I actually have a tight schedule. So I work, my schoolwork I do, and then when I get home at like 5 o'clock, done with my schoolwork, I start writing movies from 7 to 8:30, and then I go to bed.
Then go to bed like a good boy. No, I didn't have a specific bedtime. So what are your goals?
My goals is I want to, at least in the following 10 years, I want to have my books published, and I want to sell about 1,000 copies, and I want to have at least 4 to 5 movies already produced and in the cinemas.
Wow. Reach for the stars?
And you might land on the moon.
Exactly. So if people want to reach you, where can they reach you?
They can reach me through email at dillenbreitenbach@gmail.co.za.
Or the other one?
Or you can use Dillen Breitenbach at iCloud.com, and that's Dillen DILLEN BREITENBACH at iCloud.com.
Okay, so for the people that want to know how to spell Dillen Breitenbach, I know Dillen is DILLEN. Okay, now you need to help me with Breitenbach.
Okay, it's BREITENBACH.
Okay, Breitenbach at iCloud.com. So thank you so much. Our time is unfortunately up, so it will be fantastic to be back in next month, the first Tuesday. And until then, remember to just do it now, start now, manage your time, and enjoy your month. Bye now.
Show on brandlive.co.za. Catch her again on the first Tuesday of every month. www.meganverner.co.za.